You are listening to the Marc Guzman podcast experience.
Okay, so our next topic is going to be a bit of a fun topic here, and it's surrounding Star Wars. So there's a bit of news. The Star Wars Episode 9 trailer just came out a couple days ago.
And if it hasn't been readily apparent, Mark is a huge nerd, and I actually am a bigger nerd when it comes to these sci-fi and fantasy stuff. So Star Wars.
So Star Wars Episode 9 trailer just came out. They also announced Season 7 to Star Wars Clone Wars, the animated series.
And don't forget The Mandalorian.
That trailer came out, which is amazing, and that just looks really.
I know that looks
really good.
That's,
I'm really excited for that.
That's a Disney live-action TV show that actually looks gritty, and hopefully it stays gritty.
There were a lot of people that were not sure about the live-action Disney series on The Mandalorian because most live-action series are made very cheaply.
Right.
But you can tell from the trailer that they've dumped a lot of money, effort, and time into this project, and it's going to be
and then the actors are
amazing.
top notch that they've selected so far too.
Yeah, I think The Mandalorian has the potential to create a whole new level, like setting the bar higher for many of these live action.
You guys are probably asking, what does all this Star Wars stuff have to do with real estate?
So the question is, which Star Wars character would you want to go into business with?
Me? I would like to go into business with the Emperor. I mean, hey, the Emperor, he's taken over property and real estate, and he's just expanding, and he's working behind the scenes, and
I would have to disagree.
Just getting stuff done.
I would have to disagree with you on that one because the very first time you make a mistake, no matter how severe, Darth Vader is going to get in and choke you out.
Well, see, that's the point. I don't make those mistakes.
You know who I think would be
you, the Sith Lord, right?
The Sith Lord, right? Okay. The banking system, what are they? The Immune banking system, the banking clan.
Oh, that would
they control all the money.
Yeah, that would definitely be a great client to have.
Yeah, they're neutral between rebels and the Empire. They lend to both sides.
They're probably pro-development
their business.
Too. They would probably pass SB 50 without a problem.
They're anti-rent control.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, which Star Wars character would be the worst client to deal with? And I think it would be Darth Vader just because of his temper.
I think Kylo Ren would probably be the worst because he's a brat, and he's trying to act like his grandfather.
So was Anakin. Remember the entire episode 2 and 3 of the movies?
Yeah,
the only thing he does is complain.
He does, and that was just because it was an unrequited love that he was withheld from. He couldn't make public this love he had for Padme. So I had kind of sympathized with Anakin on that.
And Kylo Ren's somewhat similar.
Kylo Ren's just a rich brat who grew up, with two parents who were horrible, Han Solo and Princess Leia, and then, had an uncle who was the Master Jedi that tried to train him, and everything just went all wrong because he was a brat, rich brat.
Okay, which Star Wars character would be the best client to work with? I guess this kind of goes or ties in with the best one to go into business with. But I guess who would be the best client? I'm
kind of changing my mind now that I would align myself with the whole banking system planet. Those green guys that look like fish people.
Fish people. But if you had to sell real estate, probably the best people to sell real estate to would be the senators because they all love to spend money.
They do. The worst client would probably be, and I hate to say it, is the Rebel Alliance because they're probably always skipping out on rent every time the Empire shows up with their Star Destroyers.
Well, they don't pay rent. They don't sign contracts. They're always squatting.
Squatting. Yeah,
they go to every planet and just squat.
I grew up loving the Rebels and realized that, you know what? These guys are a bunch of squatters that don't pay rent. And
they get evicted every time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm just really excited for Star Wars. The different shows coming up. I am disappointed though that they're going to take a hiatus from creating Star Wars movies after Episode 9. The CEO did announce that they're going to take a break. However,
I think they did that though because the fans, had such a poor turnout for movies like Solo that it was kind of like.
But Solo was a great movie. I just saw it again this past weekend.
I enjoyed Solo, and a lot of people just I think they unnecessarily trashed it. But regardless, it didn't make a lot of money, and then I think that's the main reason why they said they're going to take a hiatus from these things to kind of, tell the fans like, hey, if you don't like the movies that we're producing, then we're just not going to produce them. But Anyhow, I think that can change depending on how the outcome is of these new series and how the fans perceive these new series and different movies that are coming out.
Yeah, and we might see a change in them wanting to focus on animated series and live action, because if The Mandalorian does really well with Disney's new streaming service, and then you have The Rebels, that was a great animated series. Clone Wars season 7 coming out, but then they're going to do another animated series after that takes place after The Rebels that follows Ahsoka
My
Tano.
big argument throughout this whole thing is there's so much rich literature from the expanded universe of Star Wars that that Disney now made apocryphal, that they could just go right back into the expanded universe and start reintroducing that into the whole new mainstream mantra.
Yeah, there was someone, I forgot who, associated with Disney that came out and said, because you have who's the director for episode 8? Ryan something, right? Johnson? Ryan Johnson?
Is it Johnson?
I think it's Ryan Johnson, right? Yeah, Ryan Johnson, who directed. He's been guaranteed apparently 3 Star Wars movies, but he's not sure what he wants to do. He's kind of hinted at the Old Republic, Knights of the Old Republic.
That would be It
would be.
That'd be great.
It would be. And so someone associated with Disney just announced that one of the big mistakes that Disney did in going with the Solo movie and going with Rogue One is not focusing on where people really want to see Star Wars, and it's the Old Republic. So I have a feeling they're taking a hiatus to like seriously revamp the movies, and then they're going to come in with the Old Republic.
And for those of you who just got lost with a deep dive of geekdom that we just went into, the Old Republic is really just a series of video games that came out that talks about 1,000 years before Star Wars. Was it 1,000?
In books.
In books.
Yeah.
And they came out and it talks about this like age-long battle between the Sith and the Jedi.
Okay.
And then there's the Gray Jedi. But anyways.